One, two, three. She's a real left-winger, cause she been down south and held peasants in her arms. She said, I could tell you stories that could make you cry. What about you? I said, me too. I could tell you a story that would make you cry. And she said, ah.
Hello, this is Jay Deal, and well, it's been about 9 months since I made my last video. Um, Same room, just as you can see, there's been some change in the decorations. There's my gray and purple. Um, but I guess that leads to uh, the question, why or where have I been? I can't do it. But there's two basic reasons, actually, one real reason. Um, and that first reason is basically because of therapy. Um, Therapy has been tough, not as in, I mean, yes, part of it has been difficult and hard, but it's been also a lot of work as I've been um, working through some things, working out some things um, with my therapist, trying to piece together, what's been bipolar, what's been OCD, what parts are social anxiety, just all these kind of things that when you have any mental illness kind of get mixed in together. I mean, my diagnosis is still bipolar with OCD, and I mean social anxiety, which personally I don't feel is a real diagnosis. It's just that if you have all these issues, you're gonna be a little anxious about going into any social situations. But it's basically breaking down the bad habits you have to deal with those issues while you're in social situations. So it's been a lot of hard work, and I still have a lot of work ahead of me. I've been doing a lot of, well, I've been doing some exposure therapies to physical things, such like as my fear of frogs and uh, in general people, um, and also to some thoughts that I have, especially with OCD. Um, I can't remember what she calls them, but thoughts. And exposing myself to those thoughts, letting myself sit with those thoughts. Oh, and I also discovered through therapy that I have an inability to relax. Like I don't know how to relax. I don't relax, and that causes other issues. So I've been unsuccessfully for now been trying to learn how to relax. So I don't know. That's been fun. But basically, a lot of the things I've been working through have been very personal, and they wouldn't be things that I would come on here to discuss for the entire world to see. Um, and also, um, working through these things or working out these things has just been emotionally exhausting, and I just that's what I really wanted to start this channel for, was basically to do therapy through the channel. But when I get into real therapy, I didn't want to come on the channel to talk about these things, um, not because I didn't want to share them, but just it was, it's emotionally exhausting. You really don't want to go and talk about them when you don't have to talk about them. And that's been the main reason why I have been neglecting the channel. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better in some respects. And I'm feeling in a place where maybe I want to talk a little bit more, to share a little bit more, and it's not as much work. Um, or it's not too much effort to talk about these things with other people again. So I guess the first half of this channel was just me out of desperation needing to talk about these things, finding therapy, and then now uh, being in a place where I'm comfortable with where I am to talk about them again, not out of desperation, but actually from a coming from a general place to want to share. So I'm gonna be doing some of that. Um, but then the other reason I kind of been uh, neglecting the channel is because I have sort of developed an addiction. Yes, I have become addicted to the musical Hamilton and American musical. It's gotten to the point where my wife has basically forbidden me to talk about it because she's tired of hearing me talk about it. My son started listening to the cast recording, I think simply because he wanted something for he and him to talk about, uh, because it's been basically the only other thing I've talked about, the only thing I've talked about. Um, just to give you a hint of my problem is before, as I was writing this outline, I wanted to listen to the song where the title of this video came from, Where Have I Been, comes from the song What Did I Miss? And I started to listen to that song, and an hour later, I had listened to about half of the cast recording and even a few songs from off the mixtape that came out recently. Um, so I think as an added feature of the channel, I am going to create sort of like a separate playlist. I mean, I'll upload the videos as normal, but make a separate playlist that gives just some of my thoughts and experiences with the musical, and mainly I just wanted to just have a, some thoughts that I had on each of the tracks. So this is a stupid joke, but have I been? Well, it's not been friends. It's basically been on that bed, over that bed. That's over on that bed. That's basically where I have been. Um, but yep. Hopefully, I will start making videos again, and maybe I will eventually start looking at the camera. I mean, I know if I tell my therapist that I'm not looking at the camera, she'll make me look at the camera. So we'll see. Um, but yeah. Hopefully, I'll start making videos again. I make no promises. Um, I know if I don't, 5 of you will be disappointed. I'm sorry to you, but I don't know. That's all I have right now. Love, peace.
Generally operating normally, a small anomaly has become evident and probably should be noted. There is spiking in the pulse of a member of the cargo, and the crew and other passengers have not begun to notice. The docility used certainly it takes steps to cultivate for all intents and purposes was totally accepted, but the readings that are coming through while not negating wholly the hypothesis seem to be unable to suggest it. First, the recommended course of action should be to administer a sedative to all the cargo via ventilation. The ship is fully capable of automating this, but requires an approval code from the administration. Again, it cannot easily be overstated the importance of alacrity in acting out the task commanded. The pulses of the cargo are rising in endorphins that are often linked to violence, which are critical to manage. Now, one specifically is up and moving to the door. He has found the access panel situated in the floor. He is entering the coast and overriding has begun. Reading rage in the nervous system, nothing can be done. It seems to circumvent necessity of physical restraints and security immediately over to the gate. And remember that these beings were selected for the strength. Use your army says accordingly in order to be safe.